Yazol. Hello and welcome to the Hot Kitchen of Yazol Podcast. Today we are the two amigos because one amigo is missing. Your story chefs on duty, cooking you some of the hottest stories from out there, Sot Sukun. But of course, don't worry, we have a special guest today. And now, straight out of Vancouver, Canada, the big man, Zol on the wheels of steel. Please welcome DJ Bakumba.
Yeah, DJ Bakumba, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good week.
And of course, I am the chef on the grill, Dedi Seyi, the Sultan of Small London, Zol Mosuran Selig. So welcome. Coming up today on Yazol Podcast, the highlights. From South Sudan, Bright Stars lose 1-0 to Congo in Brazzaville. Former mayor of Juba released after months in detention. A young man resigns from being a South Sudanese citizen. What is the beef between John Frog and Alijoma? We'll get to know about that. System breakdown stops the issuance of passports and national ID cards in Juba. And from the African continent, we have Ugandan marathon athlete dies in Kenya after being set on fire. And in Ghana, Harami Tagalamaya was paraded in the streets. How was he caught? You'll get to learn. American politician pleads guilty to using campaign money for plastic surgery. And a car rolled into the river while the couple were busy eating forbidden fruit in the backseat. All these stories coming up on Yazol Podcast. Sot Sukun, the hottest stories from out there. First, here's an update on the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers in Group K. Full time, South Sudan lost 1-0 to the Republic of Congo in Brazzaville, while South Africa drew 2-2 with Uganda, meaning South Sudan is now bottom of Group K and will need a win against South Africa in Juba next week. Angola pulled a 1-0 win against Ghana's Black Stars. Burundi beat Malawi by 3-2 at the Bingu National Stadium in Lilongwe. Some of the matches played in this past week were Comoros 1-1 Gambia, Libya 1-1 against Rwanda, Sudan beat Niger 1-0 in Juba, Tanzania and Ethiopia played a draw in Group H. So, the biggest story, of course, turns out to be the Bright Stars jersey, which had a big, massive coat of arms, splattered on the front side of it, causing a lot of backlash from South Sudanese online. Some South Sudanese call the design the dumbest idea ever, questioning its relevance to the team's identity. The debate seems to have added more fuel to the big loss 1-0 to Congo. Maybe somebody in government thought it was a good idea, but South Sudanese don't seem to think so. Well, Bakumba, how do you think?
Yeah, that was the to me that there's no nation on earth that has a sport jersey with the coat of arms. Like just coat of arms is that's a government. It's a government emblem that is supposed to be sitting somewhere, whether in the parliament or state house or it just. If that is the emblem of the nation, it is not on the jersey. There's nowhere historically. Sometimes when you design something, it has to go. You need to be able to follow, historically who has done which nation has done what. But this one is the most unique one. I hope whoever brings that dumbest idea will just those jerseys. Actually, for me, if I had the power, I'd just take them, just burn the hell out of those jerseys, because that's just a garbage idea. You don't have a national emblem on your chest. We have so many things in South Sudan that we can be proud of. You can put whatever, whether you want to put a lion on it or whatever, but it must represent either the flag or even one color of the flag. You can even have blue, like you can have red, you can have the whole thing to be green, like whatever. Yeah, as long as it represents, that's how national teams are designed. But you can't have the coat of arms on your chest. Who are you carrying the coat of arms? What is it going to do to you? Is it going to help you to play better? No. So I think it's one of the most stupid idea ever. Yeah.
Maybe somebody thought they were marketing the government because the basketball team won, so it's good credit to the government, to put the good word out there. What do you think?
Well, the government should market itself by its own good deed, not only through the sports. The sportsmen are doing their best. Our government need to do its best. So they should stop putting a coat of arms everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Samzol Kabir somewhere was told, you know what? Anna Bukutu fi jersey.
And by the way, putting that coat of arms on the jersey, it's actually very expensive,
Yeah.
If you're a graphic designer, you know how much that thing costs. Just to put that stupid logo. That somebody's is eating somewhere. So we need to find out. Somebody's eating somewhere designing this thing.
It seems to have really backfired. So let's wait and see though. Next week's game against South Africa, if they will use the same jersey, I guess they are Sikel Nasal, they're Jelda, they will keep your Bakumba.
You can shell in the later. There's no choice.
Former mayor of Juba released from detention. The former mayor of Juba, Callisto Lado, has been released from detention after spending months at the National Security Detention Center in Juba. His arrest on March 30th this year sparked a lot of controversy and condemnation from human rights organizations, receiving widespread criticism from lawmakers, civil society, international bodies, including the U.S. Embassy in Juba. Callisto's release was confirmed by his lawyer, Maulana Wani Santino Jada, bringing an end to months-long ordeal. Edmund Yakani, the executive director of the CIPO, which is Community Empowerment for Progress organization, expressed his appreciation for the release of the former mayor. He also called for proper care of the former mayor's health and expressed gratitude to whoever supported the advocacy efforts that led to the release. He also acknowledged the government's favorable reaction to calls for Lado's release. However, Yakani stressed the need for accountability, urging the government to hold those responsible for the arrest and arbitrary detention of the former mayor to be brought to account.
For me, it's really important that our government make sure that people are just not thrown in. If I offend you, because you have power, you just don't throw people in. There have to be a due process for everybody. Mm-hmm. If he committed a crime, then he will go in. But just because I have an opinion, I don't have to go to jail for opinion. Or if I want things done certain way, you don't even have to throw all your political opponents to jail. Mm-hmm. The political opponents are really very important because they serve as an extra eye to the government. If I tell you something is wrong, you need to look into it, whether you like it or you don't like it. But that's where you learn what you're doing right and what you're not doing right. But it seems like our country wants yes people. We can never grow with yes people. Ajat al-gal, fear is called iktiram. Don't threaten people and then you consider it respect when people are quiet. When people are threatened and they are quiet, that is not respect. But it seems like nas bes der iktiram gali kele iktiramo filan. How can you be respected if you are not even respecting yourself and doing the things you need to do for your nation? So release today is a good thing. We need to let these young people participate in the system.
Mm-hmm. Bakumba, what did you think about the situation?
Yeah, I think the number one thing since the beginning, since his arrest, we as the South Sudanese inside South Sudan, out of South Sudan, we always condemn that kind of arbitrary arrest from the regime. Like there's no in the world anybody just detained since March until today. We are talking about what, almost 4 months without trial. Right? So we are glad. We're glad that South Sudanese that Callisto is out, and I hope that she continue his activism. For me, my hope is that he should not be afraid. just continue what he's doing, and a lot of Junubin across the world are supporting him. So that because at the end of the day, we need to get our country into a good track. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to this other story. This is less political, I guess. Young man resigns from being a South Sudanese citizen. I guess local Beki fire colors. He's had it with the country. He's quitting. A young man resigns, and the young man is identified as Mayen Mayot Akol. And he said he has resigned from being a South Sudanese. This comes 3 days after another young man, of course, called Abang Silva Captain, wrote his own resignation letter, which he directed straight to the President of the Republic. In Mayen's case, he put on his Facebook profile that he's an alumni of Kwajok National Secondary School, and he's a jobless graduate of the University of Juba, College of Computer Science and Information Technology. Of course, he has also refused to pay dowry for somebody's daughter because of the economic hardship in the country. So he remains single by choice until further notice. Mayen did not state what his plans are after quitting citizenship. So here's the letter, and I'll read it out to you. It goes, date, August 28th, 2024. My fellow South Sudanese, kindly accept my resignation from being a South Sudanese citizen. I know it has come as a surprise to you. I have really enjoyed it since I was born in South Sudan in 1998. I have suffered so far in the critical moments I have spent with you. Mangar, meaning hunger, has reached its peak in my comfort zone, of which I cannot resist. Since South Sudan isn't for weak people, I officially and South Sudan myself with immediate effect, starting today. It's with deep regret that I will no longer be a South Sudanese by nationality. I know how it has caused inconvenience to you all, but please accept my decision of unsouthing myself. Thank you. Best regards, former South Sudanese. And that is Mayen Mayot Akol. Well, I can see Bakumba laughing. Laughing too.
Why would he not? Why would he not resign from being South Sudanese? If you're in a country, if you live in a household where your father is eating, his friends, they are happy, they are all eating and people are fat, and you are hungry. Your father is marrying the woman you are supposed to marry. You know, all those elders, they are the one doubling on the wives because they can afford it.
Do you think this guy is really serious or is just a comedy stunt? Bakumba?
I think I'm wondering. I think in my video, Mayen is just registering his frustration, the frustration of the nation, and he's not alone. Like it's just the agony and the cry of the nation, like the suffering of the citizens of the people. Yeah, sharp campaigning. Like there is a lot of problems going on there. So I don't think it's like resigning per se. It's just like the frustration of the nation. Like who want to live in that country? Who really people died for it? People died for that nation. Then you do your best. You go to school. The way we are taught, like to be successful, you need to go to school. Then if after school you expect to find a job, and then at the end of the day, it's a 30-year-old, 40-year-old guy sitting at home with no job, with nothing. So for me it's like it's just registering the sense that this nation is just frustrating. It's not for the weak. Yeah, this nation is for those who can persevere the hardship. It's not that easy. Because in my end, what citizenship are you going to get? If you go to Ethiopia, the same problem. You go to Kenya, the youth are languishing in poverty. Uganda, so where else can you go? So I think it's just a show of it's very comical, but it's the reality. Sarcasm is one of the best ways about to pass a message. So I hope I hope Las Cobarde will get that message so that we need to change as a country. The youth are tired. Everybody's tired. Youth, even the old people are tired. Everybody's just we can't language in poverty for this long.
Well, on Facebook, a gentleman calling himself Kudos Major wrote, "Nobody is resigning. We must suffer together." Another one.
That one I decided that we need to share in the suffering.
You're not going anywhere, Mr. Mayan. You stay with us.
But then we are wondering, with this kind of suffering, can anybody actually die for South Sudan? Let's say somebody is attacked South Sudan. Who is actually willing to die for that country? With this kind of suffering? Man, that's a question.
Akun Majak says we need our pension first before we resign. Jacob says Mayan should be given his oil share first before he goes. I don't know where he's. But Achil Ding took a hard line and wants Mr. Mayan to apologize to all South Sudanese for his decision. Definitely, Mr. Mayan got us talking.
No, but I actually have my own opinion. My own opinion is that we really need to consider people's mental health. Some people like Mayan will write their resignation like that. That's how they will vent. But there are people in this world that will literally go and commit suicide and nobody's reporting on those things. There are people who end their life because they feel defeated. So jokes aside, there are people who actually resign in life. They might not be able to resign the citizenship, but they will resign in life. And if they resign in life, many people are going to be affected. Their family will be affected. If they have children, their children are going to be affected. And even the nation is affected because we lost somebody who might have created some change that will benefit the entire nation. So we need to consider the mental health of the young people in our country.
Mental health definitely is a big issue. You see Nasbi Katolo Badun all over, right? Mushkila Suker Zere Kalas. Zolbis Senego Badun. So it's not really easy. That also means the economy needs to be sorted out. And a few things need to be sorted out so that the country can really get back on its feet, And if you think things are going down, well, this one even takes it further down. System breakdown stops issuance of passports and national ID cards in Juba, and the government suspended the issuing of the cards due to breakdown in the city in the system. Of course, frustrated citizens, and in this case, including my own mother, have faced delays and disruptions in getting their passports and ID cards. The Civil Registry, Nationality and Passport and Immigration Director, Major General Simon Majur Pabek, announced that on Sunday, attributing it to a week-long printer outage. Of course, before that, Kanfi Mushkil at booklets, Gal booklets Maki Fire, and they were having issues with the German company that supplies all that. Now it's the system. And then there was financial troubles. They had, of course, their dispute with the international partners and stuff. Too many problems all over the South Sudan. Really, things need to get sorted. Of course, those who are traveling to East Africa, Gali, you can get, your documents from the locations like Nimule, or if you're flying out of Juba, you can get, alternative traveling documents at the airport. But we hope the Department of Nationality, Passport and Immigration sorts it out soon. Well, I see an opportunity for people then as Mayan Kida who have done computer science to
our IT guy.
Develop a homegrown solution to those problems, right? Instead of contracting it to a German company or whatever foreign company, even the booklets, they should just buy the machines from whatever, pay once and keep them in Juba and print the documents locally,
It's actually very easy to do that. It's not a hard thing. It's very easy to design. If they already have the design of the booklet in place. What is the problem? Just a printer. They can have printers in Juba.
Yeah, that's a funny project. Like where I live, like I can get a passport in one day. Pretty much. If I need to travel today, I just need to show my ticket that it's an urgent travel. If my passport is expired, I can actually get passport on the same day.
Yeah. There's a beef going on between John Frog and Alijoma. I think you guys came across it online, right? It's a big beef between the musicians Alijoma and John Frog. Of course, we know John Frog from Gondo Sake. Gondo, you know the song, right? So John Frog actually, he just released this past week his song featuring Rayvanny from Tanzania, and the song is doing well in the region. I think it's number 1 or 2 in Ethiopia, topping the charts. I don't know. I don't have the numbers for local for the local entertainment scene in Juba, but John Frog's beef with Alijoma seems to be everywhere online, and people are talking about it. Junubin are throwing their thoughts about it, and you know the hardline fans are saying this or saying that. Of course, the whole beef. I don't know what the genesis is, because those guys are supposed to be friends. And then, of course, Alijoma had an interview, I think, with Loroba. And in the interview, he dissed John Frog, calling him Gondo Sake for owning no music studio. And of course, Alijoma, of course, has his top level music, which is a record label. But John Frog says GG, the record label he has, is not a groupie thing. Yeah, the Gondo Gang is not just a groupie thing, you know, it's actually a record label. And he mentioned that to Alijoma. So it's been a back and forth kind of thing. Then, of course, John Frog went on Oxygen TV. He did the interview there. And he called Alijoma a wedding artist. You know, and he followed it with a 2-hour-long Facebook live video, warning in colorful terms that he will use fingers to do certain things to Alijoma's rectum. Of course, in very colorful terms, which I cannot, you know, mention here. Otherwise, I'll get kicked out of this country. And he also called Alijoma a jealous man. Jama, why are these South Sudanese musicians always beefing? I don't understand, Bakumba. You are the one from the entertainment scene. Usually, like beefing has always been one of the things when it comes to the entertainment industry. People so beefing is like I would call it like cloud chasing, because it brings a lot of it's like right now we're talking about it, right? So it brings a lot of attention. Those who don't know, those who don't know Alijoma, they will start googling who is Alijoma, who is John Frog. So beefing is part of the game, like. You know, in the US, you have the East Coast during the rapping in the 90s. When who grew up in the 90s, you have the East Coast, West Coast. You know, the always Tupac on this side, the other guys on this side, New York and the LA people. So this thing has always been one of the. I mean, it's been in the entertainment industry for many years, and I don't think it's gonna stop anyway. It's part of the entertainment. Yeah, we read about these things and they're fun. You actually do enjoy it. So but if they can back it up with good, you know, with good sound and good music, definitely, it will be great. But Alijoma himself has admitted that he's actually a wedding artist. I want to show the entire interview. He admitted he's a wedding artist, and he says he makes a lot of money out of wedding songs. So,
actually, now we know about. Now we know about Alijoma and his wedding. When we are looking for wedding artists, we know who to call. Very good marketing strategy.
Exactly. When somebody just call Alijoma, pay him a little bit of money here, and then you compose a song specifically for your wedding. So apparently,
why not?
The whole song, he's saying he compose. And actually, most of the time, most of his music, I think, is in Dinka. So I'm not familiar with his songs. I hope he can transition to more national language where everybody can understand it. So that's one thing I don't understand about Alijoma. Yeah, he's maybe most of his wedding songs are for that group of language, but I hope he can transition to the rest of South Sudan. And then of course John Frog. Yeah, I like John Frog's music. Yeah, he can compose a song. He's comical, he's entertaining.
Yeah. But Alijoma actually started in with the dancehall. Then he transitioned into more traditional kind of stuff. But his music is quite melodious, So he knows his thing, and of course John Frog knows his thing too. So basically, the South Sudanese entertainment scene is vibrant, which is very good, and it will keep on growing as long as it doesn't turn into a Tupac Biggie kind of situation. And of course, every time we have those beefs, I know the other amigo Dennis, his favorite is Quincy versus Mary Boyoy.
Oh, that was a big fight.
Yeah, and then there was Lady Cola, Quincy, and now Alijoma and John Frog. So who knows who's gonna go next time?
And then I think Silver, even Silver X and Quincy too. There was a big beef there.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of. There's a lot of. It's part of the entertainment anyway. That's what I can say. That's part of the entertainment.
No, actually, they are doing good because they are getting onto their game. They have really been growing. Now they got their music down. Now they are getting into the beef thing, which is a marketing strategy. So they are doing good. I'm so proud of them because they are growing. And now we just want Alijoma to start making for us songs in regular Arabic or some language so we can all enjoy. We don't want to miss out on these wedding songs.
So Alijoma, if you're listening, please transition to Arabic Juba or something. We all need to listen to this music, right? Like we need to traditional music is good, but keep it traditional, but give us something for the whole nation.
Transition to Arabic Juba a little bit, and also buy a Mercedes Benz, because that's what John Frog is saying. You need to.
John Frog has a Chevy, a Camaro or something. Yeah, he has a very expensive vehicle.
Gale Alijoma mendo ai haja obesi in the spare tire ta wheelbarrow. Alijoma ma perform anywhere. Like John Frog has performed in India, America, and Egypt. Alijoma has so far gone as far as Gorle.
No problem. Ana big ya support ta Alijoma. Once he start making agani be rutana naskulu give for him, he will be invited to weddings very far away. So he will afford that Mercedes Benz in future.
Well, I like both of them. I listen to their songs, so I'm a good fan to all of them. Just don't be on each other's throats. Let it just be for the music. And I know behind the scenes they're still good friends. So you're now entering, dangerous territory. If you don't behave, of course. So, Jelda best. Alela, we are trying to find out who Bakumba is whipping. Bakumba. Sot Baku Dumunu Alela.
Zot coat of arm the other Jelda.
In my own personal opinion, of course, Anamabi Jelda na Alijoma John Frog, because they're building the nation. But that coat of arms guy, really, the designer.
That's my Zola designer is our jersey. The football jersey that Sudan with the coat of arms, spend a lot of money. You eaten maybe from the taxpayers' money or the oil money, oil money. Zonle even no mabu janaza the Burundi need to be arrested. Actually, you never design that thing. Need to be arrested. The court taken to the village court. Idamnas tersejer kama. Jele zuta mamu ga at least the seal and zonle mile mu kadil later kuita. It's a good court of arms. It's at least it's about design anything. So zonle wala jeri for feel na zonle to good amam jele lu no Congo no zadu jele ma Congo ma jele na guru. Ata mungu berija mahal. Mungu wala. Kita bahana master federation kita Sudan das school federation. We na zonle so that we know if that is you ala you to good amam
Yeah. So ita konasma, you guys had it. So be on the watch out. Make sure you don't mess up in public because sota bakumba bijako dita sake. Okay, let's go to the African continent now for our stories. And this story coming out of Kenya is a bit sad. Ugandan Olympics marathon runner Rebecca Cheptegei is dead. She passed away after being set ablaze by her lover or husband or boyfriend. The Ugandan Olympian, of course, got the burns up to 80% on her body after she was doused with petrol and, set on fire. Quite sad. She was assaulted after the boyfriend snuck into her home in Kenya's Trans Nzoia County while she and her children were at church. The 33-year-old took part in the women's marathon at the Paris Olympics this year, and she was placed number 44. It's quite unfortunate because this is not the first time that's happening. In Kenya, there have been 3 women who have died back to back. Maris Mutua, who was found dead in Iten. She was a world famous athlete, and she unfortunately died. And then there was also Agnes Tirop, who was stabbed. All these female athletes were killed in the last 3 years by their husbands or by their boyfriends. May their souls rest in peace. Femicide seems to be an issue. I don't know what exactly is going on. Sarah, did you hear about this story?
Yeah, I heard about this story. It's really sad. I feel condolence to her family and the children. It's a problem of, our society. A man is designed to provide, but some men can handle it if the wife is stronger than they are, which should be okay. Lakin taban even landa fi society tanda tusudumi kengalita ita marajil yake, because you can do this tamarajil. So some men these days don't really know how to be a man anymore because the society has shifted a lot. This woman goes to compete. She comes there with the money that is considered big money where they are. And now this person feels small because of this big money. And for the case of the recent athlete, I heard that is an ex-boyfriend now. So they broke up. Now this woman comes with money. It's like, if I'm not going to be part of the money, you are not going to leave. Without even thinking about the fact that that person worked so hard for so long to earn that money. When somebody is going to run marathon, that running that day is not the work. This is a lifetime work. But of course, this comes back to the same problem we have all in our nations in Africa. Many people don't have jobs. You don't have a way of making money. People are losing their self-esteem. And some people are bitter. Some of those people even want to kill themselves. But now they want to die with somebody else. So I really hope that we do something for our mental health for the youth in Africa, because it's really difficult. It's not like there's no welfare system. In the outside world, the day you fail, you can feed yourself, you will go to welfare. You will at least eat. And then you will start over. But there is nothing. So I really feel so bad.
Okay. Bakumba, the issue seems to be Gali Marade, she bought a piece of land, of course, on the Kenyan side, because she's from the Ugandan side. She decided to buy a plot on the Kenyan side and build herself a house. And I think this guy wanted all those resources for himself, but they have children together. So now the children are with the grandmom. And of course, the father is distraught because she was providing for him too. She was a breadwinner for the whole family. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this one is really a very sad story. Somebody coming from just from the Olympics. It was she did very well, even though even though she did not have a medal or something, but she's one of the top athletes, and it just is very sad, in the situation that we as men, we need to learn, you need to learn to stop this kind of domestic violence. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to walk away. You don't have to kill somebody. Yeah, it's okay if you have a disagreement with somebody, just walk away. It's not worth it. It's not worth to take somebody's life. And at the end of the day, this guy, he's gonna spend the rest of his life. He's gonna spend the rest of his life in jail. And jail is not a fun place. The issue of this domestic violence, no matter what, just walk away. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to take somebody's life. It's not worth it at all. You can look at some guy and assume I can do whatever I want, women and this, but I don't think it's worth it. We as men are supposed to be our sister's keeper. We're supposed to protect our sisters all the time. We're supposed to protect them, not to kill them. In any situation, there always will be disagreements anyway. Just walk away. It's not worth it.
And he actually got himself burnt too. I think up to 30% when he was doing that.
I read that. So after he's out of the hospital, he's gonna be charged and
straight to jail.
The rest of his life in jail. You have kids who are orphans, so it's family destroyed. It's not worth it. Totally not worth it.
Well, may all their souls rest in peace. The women athletes who unfortunately lost their lives due to all those men in Kenya. May they rest in peace. Yazol. Still staying in Kenya. This one is from Baba. Baba is Olusegun Obasanjo. He was in Nairobi for the commissioning of another Baba, who is Baba Raila, for the candidature of the African Union chairperson position, right? Something funny happened. When President Ruto called him to the podium to give his speech, an aide was called, and then the aide went and put a standing board at the microphone for Obasanjo to stand on it. When Obasanjo got to the podium, he started pushing the stepping platform away with his feet. He could not and then, of course, he went straight to say this. Obasanjo said, "I am not as short as you think I am." Of course, making everybody burst into laughter. Jelda, he seems to be a funny comedian at his age. He's 87 years old, but he's very energetic and always funny. Is that the kind of retirement you're looking forward to, Bakumba, when you're old?
Don't get rid of Obasanjo. He's having the time of his life, I think he was a general president twice in his life. So,
yes.
More than 3 months twice. So I think, but it's one of the great African statesmen, well respected. I really found it very comical. Actually, I watched that video.
Okay.
I actually watched that video when the guy brought the stand and the podium. It was so comical. I just wish, we as a country like South Sudan can reach that level. But we can make fun of ourselves. We can make fun of politicians too. If somebody does that, probably the next day it's going to be Blue House. You see? Those are the things of nonsense that we don't want. We need to politics is fun, and if old people like that, it was just a comical thing. I actually laughed like crazy. It was so funny. He's not that short. I don't know what the guy was thinking.
I remember in the early 90s, in Kaya, my father's youngest brother, he used to be quite a celebrity in Ye and of course to Kaya. There was a tough guy, the area commander, the sector commander, Nicanora Magara Chek. Of course, this guy, because my father's youngest brother, Asu Aligo, that's his name, the late, he passed away. He used to go around the town, of course, announcing all the events. So, Kanfi I Haja Bahasel from Midan, he will go around. So one time, Odugu Banyak to Shuya Kida, and instead of saying Nicanora Magara Chek, or Kelim Nikunar Magara Chek, and of course, everybody in the whole town was laughing. Of course, the following Monday, I'm coming back home, and then there's food prepared. I now have to carry this amount of food to the police station. The guy is in the cell. The Kalojua, so no Karabis in Yazol Kemi. You know?
In any country, that would be so funny. It doesn't cost anybody anything. It doesn't deter anybody. Just comedy.
So
the funny thing, he went to jail, and every child in that town calls this guy Nikunar Magara Chek. Now it became a thing. Up to today, we are grown. Others will not forget that joke.
So it's the country has to loosen up. We are too uptight sometimes.
Chill out.
We need to chill out and take it easy. There's another laughing situation here. A goat thief in Ghana gets paraded in the streets. Jelda Seregu Galamaya, and then of course Nazil Gala put this thing on your shoulder, and then they walked him around. The drama happened in a village called Parek Pare in a farming community in the Krachie, I guess, in the Ghanaian language, East constituency of Oti region of Ghana, where a 55-year-old man was accused of stealing a goat and then paraded through the township. His name was identified as Abalo Kwesi. He was subjected to overwhelming humiliation in full view of the residents, and of course the children and the youth were following him around. You know, the way children used to follow my younger father, Asualigo and Kaya. So they were booing and singing, adding to his disgrace. Area residents, of course, said it's good that the guy was caught because he's been notorious for invading their homes to steal goats. They said the goats have been stolen so many times and they felt helpless and nothing was always left behind. The guy takes everything. So this one time, Jelda Seregu Galama Ojere Mojo Agabanaki was going to skin it. Then some children saw him and they raised the alarm. So Mr. Abalo was caught in the bush, red-handed with a goat. And so then, of course, the live one, they said, put it on your shoulder, and they walked him around. This at Serega Tagalamaya date can only be an African an African story, right? I don't think out here you can ever go to somebody's, farm and steal a goat.
You will not even enter somebody's farm.
Yeah.
But I like this form of African justice sometimes, Sometimes instead of taking somebody to jail, probably that's the best punishment is just to. I think that form of justice works very well. Parading, let people know that this one is a good thief.
So everybody knows he's the good thief.
A big problem for him because now he's a goat thief. His children don't have place to stay. At school, they will be in trouble. On the road, you can say anything. You say anything, your dad is a thief, man. Stop talking.
But there's no more justice. It's not, in other, some other countries that we know, sometimes the people will kill those petty offenses. Maybe he's hungry, whatever. You don't know what's going on with his family, so. But I like that form of African justice. I remember when the Gorle in Juba, thieves used to be. One day, I think when there was a couple of thieves were arrested, breaking into someone's house. They just undressed them, and then we found them naked around the house. Grown up like everybody, they are naked. So never still again.
Wow. African justice, I think the humiliation is actually more hurting than the physical death.
Because now you have no place. You can't say anything. Even if somebody else steals, you are going to be the first suspect because you are the thief of the town. It's tough. But some of those people too, they will handle it well. Remember, those days, if you fail, the last person in class is the celebrity. If you are artist, people will be singing after you, artist. They will parade you from school. People will follow you up to your house. And all these kids are singing.
Menora.
Then one is a celebrity. It's a celebrity because the Fibe. Artist be is brindis. It's a conmarche best.
Man. That's that's Africa for you. There's an American politician, a council member, who pleaded guilty to using campaign money for plastic surgery. Of course, former Maryland County Council member said he took $130,000 meant for his campaign. He put it in his personal account. Jamel Franklin, who served as council member in Prince George County, admitted to stealing the money from Friends of Mel Franklin Committee, which he set up to raise funds for his 2023 election campaign. He then transferred $125,000 into his account, spent like $5,600 for surgery, and then $4,400 for a separate medical payment. He also made rent payments, which was $2,300. $1,500 went to debt collection. Basically, he decided to take all the money. It's not really Gurusta Hakoma, it's donations to his campaign, right? But here is you're not supposed to take it.
But it's taxpayers' money, that's not your money. You are supposed to use it for the job that is allocated for. Only, not for your. But actually, he's part of the job because he needs to look good. If you think about it, that's why he went for surgery. He's fixing himself for the election.
Is he fixing himself for the election or for some lady somewhere?
No, he's fixing himself for the election, so he will look good. The money is actually well spent, if you think about it, because he's fixing himself for the election. Yeah, because I'm not the bigger. Not school bigger. Women are the only one with plastic surgery issues. Like Rojal join in the problem.
Rojal bigger book to make up and stuff and going for plastic surgery too.
Nobody want to look old. Everybody want to look young and live longer, I guess. So.
Yeah,
Asa ita kana no mara majabat kebir maybe the BBL. Kanta no rajel ma 6-pack maybe da bisu malibisu. You really can't tell what is real these days.
Yeah, but in this guy's case, he made a mistake. He should have left the money in the campaign account and used it and kept the tax receipts. Right, but he transferred it to his personal account, so that's where the problem is.
I don't know why. I don't know why he had to transfer it. That was he transfer to your personal account. Why he can just use from the campaign account? That would have been easier for you.
His lawyer could have justified it that he was fixing himself for the for the election. He has to look
good. Well, too bad. In law, when you mess up like that, you go to jail. Anyway, so our last story today is, of course, from the US again. A car rolled into the river while couple were eating forbidden fruit in the backseat. Jamadel gen akolo. Police in Philadelphia, USA, reported that around 4:45 a.m. on Wednesday, this past 2 weeks ago, a car parked near the Columbia Bridge in Philadelphia ended up in the river with its headlights and the brake lights still on. According to the police, the woman had unintentionally disengaged the gear while the couple were busy, which sent the car rolling straight into the river. The headlights were still on. The car was said to be either a Range Rover or a Land Rover, but the couple fortunately survived the incident without injuries. So Jamadel Nesitwa, woman, in the heat of the moment.
They're good memory for them. They will always remember.
Situation like sometimes the brain stop functioning. So somebody disengage the gear.
It must have been a standard.
A standard drive. Definitely a standard car. So the parking brake was released, most likely. So if the parking brake is disengaged, obviously it's gonna roll, and obviously those guys in the heat of the moment they probably don't realize they are rolling into the water. Then they will learn next time. If they are eating the fruit, make sure your car is parked properly.
Is it maybe because Mami Water was jealous in the water, so it dragged them?
Mami Water was watching.
Dragging.
Mami Water gonna bring the party to the river. Let's see.
Well, Angel Gabriel, Alice Arabia, they come on, who knows,
And who knows if there is a couple on there, because why would you be doing in the car unless maybe one of them may be. So you never know when one is cheating and that's another punishment. They will never cheat again.
Bakumba girl is Hajat Zerede kinky, it keeps it going. You ita bakolo if you bet ita bakolo bara na ta bakolo jagaba ta bakolo frasejera ta bakolo everywhere.
Hopefully not one of them is cheating. Otherwise, the marriage has ended.
Well, on that funny,
that will be tough for sure. If somebody was cheating, now they are finally caught because now big affair record.
Very public, come on.
Very public. But if they are couple, then they have something to remember. Kan mon de parents ali do yal fi bet na yal takas magisa de fi news.
The internet never forget. Never forget.
Forever, never.
Even going to school will be a problem. People will be looking at it that, hey, you got crazy parents, man.
Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. Of course, we look forward to seeing you again next Sunday at 8 p.m., same time, same place, which is Yazol TV. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you for watching, and may God bless South Sudan.
Yazol.